Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I have a little bit of good news here with regards to fracking, banning fracking. It was reported in commondreams.org. It was published on Friday, March 24th by Lauren McCulley, a staff writer. It was also reported in obviously in several Colorado publications, because that's what happened. So Colorado youth scored decisive legal victory against fracking industry. 3-judge appeals court panel ruled that state law requires that human health and environment take precedence over industry interests. I'll go into the specifics of this. This is very relatable to other stuff we've talked about. So I just did a video about the Dakota Access Pipeline and how 2 Sioux tribes, Standing Rock and the Cheyenne River Sioux tribe, are suing the company from Dallas that is doing the Dakota Access Pipeline. This in Colorado as regards to fracking, and a youth organization, a bunch of ages between 13 and 16-year-old did this lawsuit and are now making it harder, because what was going on, and I reported on this, was an article given to us by a Patreon backer, Tim Stack, about this organization in Colorado, which is the Colorado Oil and Gas Conservation Commission, which is basically, it seems like to me, I could be wrong, but it seems like the COGCC is kind of just lapdogs for the oil companies, and they just kind of rubber stamp these things, and they've been able to kind of steamroll through the Colorado local and state legislature, just getting permits to do the fracking, and the citizens of Colorado are really fighting hard for this, and Colorado sort of become an epicenter of the fracking dispute. And why this is important is it shows, first of all, it's getting kids involved. And if you are young and like, oh, what the hell can I do? Here's a bunch of teenagers that did it. They're not even legal adults and they did it. If you're a parent with children, show them, look, kids, there's kids your age getting involved. You know, I'm sure these kids also like playing video games and whatever the hell else kids like doing, but look what, you can also do this. You can play sports and video games and goof off with your friends, as well you should at that age, but you can also then get involved and protect the drinking water for people in your community. So I'll go into the details of it and what the sort of ramifications are, because this is really a pretty huge victory for the state. And when this happens, then you also set precedent, and it gives people more leverage in terms of fighting the oil companies. This is a good thing. So a decision handed down by the Colorado Court of Appeals on Thursday requires that the Colorado Oil and Gas Conservation Commission, the COGCC, consider a petition from 6 youth plaintiffs which asked the board to suspend the issuance of fracking permits until it can be done without adversely impacting human health and safety, and without impairing Colorado's atmospheric resource and climate system, water, soil, wildlife, and other biological resources. That's pretty broad, which is pretty great. There's this kid whose first name I cannot pronounce, but the last name is Martinez, 16-year-old plaintiff and youth director of the Boulder-based Earth Guardians, declared after the ruling, "Our movement to fight for the rights of people and our environment is evolving. From the streets to the courtroom, the voices of the younger generation will be heard, and the legal system is a tool for our resistance. Small wins build up to create massive change." That's fantastic, and that is impressive. So they joined the petition with his brother and Sonora Brinkley, Ariel Deerling, Trinity Carter, and Emma Bray, who are all members of a youth activist group. And like I said, their ages are 13 to 16. So in 2014, the COGCC rejected the petition after claiming that state law requires the government to strike a balance between fossil fuel development and public health. How? It's just more the oil industry's bullshit. We got to find a balance, or they're going to claim, oh, jobs. These kids are preventing jobs. Yeah, drinkable water. Let's find some other jobs. On Thursday, however, the three-judge, all-woman panel said the commission erred in its interpretation of the Oil and Gas Conservation Act, finding instead that the law mandates that the development of oil and gas in Colorado be regulated, subject to the protection of public health, safety, and welfare, including protection of the environment and wildlife resources. That's awesome. And this is why you got to fight on the local level, because, Trump is threatening, well, he's already passed a law saying any city that doesn't uphold his federal mandates is going to lose federal funding. So you just have to fight on the local level. I was just in Hawaii, and it was a Hawaii judge that blocked Trump's second travel ban. So that's why paying attention to the politics in your local area is so important. The commission, this is important, can no longer decide to prioritize oil and gas development over the health and safety of Coloradans, declared Julie Olson, counsel to the youth plaintiffs and executive director of the legal nonprofit Our Children's Trust. So this is big on a lot of levels. It empowers these kids. It also, everyone, they should be telling, I want everyone to know about this victory, because if these kids did it in Colorado, you can do it in your town. You can do it in your state, no matter where you live. And no matter what your age is. If you're young and you're because pay attention. Because if you're young, you damn well better get involved. Because if not, you're going to be in some war for oil. They're going to start getting the war machine going up again and drafting people, or, well, they don't even need to draft people anymore. They just do propaganda and they get the corporate media to show how cool and great war is. And then, yay, you want to join up. So this is impressive and this is cool. And I'll put the link below. And if you know of any sort of little victories like this in your area, please send me the articles. I'd love to talk about them. And of course, if you join on the Patreon level, the $5 level, you can pick an article and I will talk about a specific article of your choosing once a month. So I want to kind of continue these storylines, and thank you again to Tim Stack, who brought me the other article that was came out in Bloomfield, Colorado. So Patreon links below. Like and subscribe. Thank you so much.